10 athletes, one global stage. We're in Sacramento for the 2025 SBD World's Strongest Man Final. The competition is fierce, the stakes couldn't be higher, and the road to the title starts right now. The stage is set. The 10 athletes making it into the 2025 SBD World's Strongest Man Final are set. I'm Carter Blackburn, along with five-time WSM competitor Rob Kearney. Strongman's most prestigious competition is about to get underway. Surprising qualifying round. There are 5 newcomers in the finals, including 2 rookies. Who do you have your eye on?
Well, there's 2 guys really that everybody has been talking about this year. Mitchell Hooper and Tom Stolman both had incredibly impressive performances in their qualifying groups, cementing themselves as the 2 guys to look out for in the final round here. It's going to be an exciting race to see who ends up on the top of the podium.
We've also seen some incredible results from Great Britain's Paddy Haynes and South Africa's Reno O'Neill, who have both made the final in their rookie year. The lone American Trey Mitchell, how do these events set up for him?
Trey Mitchell is a static monster. We have 2 one-rep max events here in the finals of the Flintstone barbell and the 18-inch max deadlift, really setting himself up for success to make a push for one of those podium spots. He's just missed the podium in the past, but hopefully he can do some damage control on some of those events that are a little bit weaker for him to hopefully catapult him to one of those top spots.
New this year, results from the qualifying round earned them points coming into the final. Let's see where they stand. Mitchell Hooper and Tom Stolman taking the top 2 spots with 10 and 9 points. Reno O'Neill with an amazing performance starting with 8. Trey Mitchell with 7. An advantage for sure, but all 10 athletes are within striking distance. And now for the first event, the Knaack, carry, and hoist.
A new event here at World's Strongest Man, a theme we've seen so far this year. 2 implements. We start with a Zercher carry weighing 550 pounds. Athletes have to carry in their arms for 20 meters, sprint back, and get onto the ground to hoist that Knaack chest 440 pounds, 8 meters into the air.
Eddie Williams!
Eddie Williams, the singing strongman, his first World's Strongest Man final for one of the most popular strongmen in the world. Pablo Cordiaca has been terrific so far here in Sacramento, but we'll see how these 2 men handle the new event and the challenge in the final.
You know, I'm excited to see Pablo on this event. He's an athlete that is typically fast and explosive, and you see him with that 550 pounds in his arms, but Eddie not far behind on a quick transition.
So for Pablo, a new event, a new coach this year, but back in the final for the 2023 Europe's Strongest Man.
And we see Eddie Williams over there in that lane, just gripping and ripping, getting that Knaack chest to raise up, but Pablo making some ground here. Who's going to get to the top first?
Another strong pull from Pablo with another. Is that time? Yes, it is. Pablo Cordiaca. Wow.
What an exciting event. I think this is the cool thing about these kind of events in strongman is we get to see a race in real time between these 2 athletes. Eddie Williams coming in at 38.11, just getting beaten out by Pablo Cordiaca, finishing at 37.42. Both of these athletes absolutely sprinting through this Zercher carry that is 550 pounds in their arms with a quick transition back to that hoist, that arm over arm pull. Pablo able to get just the edge on Eddie.
So now it is on to Andre Foytu making his first World's Strongest Man final appearance.
Great Britain, Shane Flowers.
And Shane Flowers also first final World's Strongest Man.
You know, we've talked a lot about the speed, the transition, and this front carry that we have, but on that back end of this event, that hoist lift that they have to do is a really grip-intensive factor here in this event.
I mean, it really is just a wild event. Oh, trouble here. Yeah, we're going to need a trainer.
Interesting there, you know, it looks like Shane held that Zercher a little bit too low, and it might have been closing off his diaphragm, not allowing him to get a full breath in. So he might have blacked out just a little bit, but that has not slowed down Andre Foitu here.
Andre Foitu, you see the time to beat 37.42. He'll go just past it. But still a good result from Foitu, and now we'll check on Flowers.
Shane Flowers getting that medical attention. Obviously disappointed with that performance. This is certainly an event he most likely would have done pretty well in, being a explosive and fast athlete. But Andre Foitu coming in, third place finish at 40.95, and you can see Shane here struggling with that front carry. And like I said before, I think that carry was just a little bit too low, not allowing him to catch his breath. But Andre looking smooth and steady through this whole event, finishing in 40 seconds.
Coming up, two former champions begin their quest for the crown, each fighting to add to their WSM legacy. More Knaack, carry and hoist when we return to the SBD World's Strongest Man.
The SBD World's Strongest Man on CBS Sports is sponsored by SBD, proudly supporting the world's strongest athletes. And by Knaack, beyond maximum security.
Welcome back to the SBD World's Strongest Man in Sacramento, California, where we continue the first event of the final, Knaack, carry and hoist. All right, we have a newcomer to World's Strongest Man final, Patty Haynes, and a mainstay World's Strongest Man final, Luke Stoltman.
I'm excited to see this event mainly because I know Patty Haynes, prior to him really coming up and being a popular strongman competitor, he was a great grip strength coach. So we talked a little bit earlier about how grip plays such a crucial role in this event, but we'll see how his athleticism will get him to that hoist. And he seems to be keeping up with Luke toe to toe.
Well, the veteran and the rookie. And right now, it is the rookie Patty Haynes who is getting the better of Luke Stoltman.
And I love Patty's aggressiveness that he's really attacking this event with. You saw that full-out sprint back to get to that hoist, seeing if he can keep that lead on Luke, and he just seems to be edging him out.
And Patty Haynes is 36.97, so he is the leader in this new event, the Knaack carry and hoist.
Saw there at the end, Luke Stoltman struggling with his grip. He was wrapping that rope around his arm to try to get as much leverage as possible. But Patty Haynes, the rookie, putting on an impressive performance in his first World's Strongest Man final event.
Luke Stoltman.
Luke Stoltman coming in with a time of 45.58 seconds. But the story here, the rookie, Patty Haynes, the new leader of this event at 36.97, absolutely tearing this course apart. 550 pounds in his arms here on this Zercher carry. He came out of the gate hot and fast with a quick transition back to that hoist portion, 440 pounds going up 5 meters into the air. He blistered the course to take that top spot.
And now we have another matchup between a veteran, 5th World's Strongest Man final for Trey Mitchell from the U.S., and then Rain O'Neill, the impressive rookie from South Africa.
And Rain O'Neill really is the story here, simply because up until this point at World's Strongest Man, he was one of the guys flying under the radar in the strongman scene. I think everybody knew he was a competitive athlete, but him making the World's Strongest Man final was surprising to a lot. But it seems he has come out here with a mission the way he's attacking this first event.
So Rain O'Neill, the former rugby player, trying to become the first South African to win World's Strongest Man, and he is just flying right now.
This is unbelievably impressive. The way he isn't even taking a second to think, just reaching and grabbing and pulling and getting that Knaack chest up to the top. And look at that time. Absolutely amazing from Rain O'Neill, and Trey Mitchell still over there in that far lane working his way. And this is where we see that grip come into play.
Well, Rob, you talked about Rain O'Neill being a relative unknown. If he continues this performance in the final, everyone in the strongman world is going to know about Rain O'Neill from South Africa.
I mean, just absolutely amazing, amazing first event for Reno. Trey coming out here, 49.38 seconds. Certainly not the time he was looking for, but Rain O'Neill coming out 30.58 seconds, just absolutely smoking this entire course. You could see how fast and confident he was on this Zercher carry at 550 pounds, not even thinking twice before taking that seat, grabbing that rope, and getting that Knaack chest 5 meters up into the air on that hoist.
The 3 times and
so Tom Stoltman, who has won World's Strongest Man 3 times, the defending champion. In the final again, Tom Stoltman.
Representing Canada, the 2023 SBD World's Strongest Man, Mitchell Hooper.
If Mitchell Hooper can pull this off in the final, he would have all 4 major titles at the same time.
That's right, the Arnold Strongman Classic, Strongest Man on Earth, Rogue Invitational, and here to win the World's Strongest Man. This is the storyline all the Strongman fans have been waiting to see this year. Stoltman versus Hooper, the first event in the final. Let's see who comes out on top, and we have a race on our hands.
And it is an even race so far between Stoltman and Hooper.
And again, we have that point separation. Mitch has a 1-point lead over Tom, so he has to do something to even the score going into the second event.
Well, they're past Rain O'Neill's number, so Rain O'Neill's still the leader.
Carter, I don't know about you, but it was a little bit too close for me to tell right now, but Tom looks pretty excited.
That's just judging by the reaction. Yeah, Tom Stoltman, and sure enough, Tom Stoltman with a nice hand from the fans. I mean, if you're at World's Strongest Man, you know these two inside and out.
Mitchell Hooper coming in at 35.47, taking third place, which means Tom Stoltman taking second place, 34.49 seconds. And the leaderboard is about to be shaken up. These two athletes, the storyline we were all waiting to see, came out fast and furious, trying to put some pressure on Rain O'Neill, but unfortunately unable to take over his time of just over 30 seconds.
Okay, so Rain O'Neill, the rookie, bests 2 former World's Strongest Men. And Rain O'Neill, I mean, it was a dominant performance. So with that result, we now have a 3-way tie for first with Hooper, Nell, and Tom Stoltman, each with 18 points. Great Britain's Patty Haynes sits in fourth with 12. Coming up, a timeless test of raw power. The weight rises round by round until only one remains. Who is the strongest deadlifter of them all? The 18-inch max deadlift, next on the SBD World's Strongest Man. Stream CBS Sports HQ, your free 24/7 snapshot of all the sports that matter to you. Catch highlights, in-depth analysis, and breaking news anywhere you are. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. And welcome back to Old Town Sacramento, California, and the SBD World's Strongest Man. The crowd is fired up for this next event, 18-inch max deadlift.
That's right, the 18-inch max deadlift weight increases each round. We are going to jump into the action here in round number 4. We have 5 athletes remaining, and the weight on the bar, 1,080 pounds. Stepping up to that bar, USA's Trey Mitchell.
I would like to just go over that again, Rob. 1,080, and then going up from there. The numbers truly are incredible.
Absolutely. The current world record sits at 1,125 pounds, and we see Trey Mitchell successful there at 1,080 pounds.
Country strong Trey Mitchell with a solid start in the 18-inch max deadlift.
And this is an interesting deadlift because that barbell does start a little bit elevated, starts just below the knees. So the athletes have to find their starting position, make sure they get into a spot where they can generate the most amount of force and get that barbell to pop off the ground and into the locked out position.
And now Patty Haynes attempts.
This will be an interesting one for Patty, seeing he is one of the quote-unquote smaller athletes, not in excess of 300 pounds body weight, and this is an event that typically lends itself to the bigger guys, as you can see here.
Well, Patty's just going to walk away from this one, and can't blame him. So you have to know which events are your strengths and which, in this case, to just walk away from, right?
Yeah, doing that, you're actually going to conserve some energy going into the next event. So you want to make sure you play the game a little bit and be smart with the way you attack this event. And stepping up onto the platform, previous world's strongest man, Mitchell Hooper, again, 1,080 pounds on that bar.
Tough lift. Yeah, that's going to be... He's going to say no as well, so it's a tap out as well from Mitchell Hooper. And just as we discussed at the beginning, this is just a ominous event.
And you can see just how much it takes out of these athletes with Mitchell Hooper going into full body convulsions, getting that bar just off the ground.
Tom Stoltman.
And how do we feel about Tom Stoltman in this deadlift event?
Oh, I'm excited for this one. Tom is an extraordinary deadlifter. He knows if he can get this to be a good lift, it's going to set himself apart from the rest of the field and put him into a good position. That barbell's just starting to move, but just gets stalled out at his knees.
Well, we've seen so many incredible performances by these strong men, but just look at the bar, the bend in the bar with all of that incredible weight.
And it really is tough to strap back into a max deadlift event and give that bar another really good attempt at a successful lift, as we just saw there with Tom. You can see here that first attempt, he gets that bar just off the ground, just to the knees, but he hits that sticking point, and he isn't able to quite grind through and get that bar to the locked out position.
So next up, the rookie contender, Reno Nell. We'll see how he handles the 18-inch max deadlift, but he has handled so much here in Sacramento, Reno Nell from South Africa.
Well, again, he blew us out of the water on that first event in the Knaack carry and hoist. He's holding his own here in the deadlift. Can he be successful and match Trey Mitchell? He gets it.
Wow, Reno Nell does it again.
Absolutely phenomenal from Reno Nell to come in as a rookie and take 1,080 pounds for a lift. Just absolutely incredible here. And you can tell he's excited by this performance here.
It looks like Reno Nell is going to take his 1080 and be happy with it while we move on for round 5, increasing the weight now to 1102. Only Trey Mitchell still in the competition.
This is a big moment for Trey. He had an underwhelming performance in that first event, so he needs to pick it up here, if you will, to get some points and inch his way up the leaderboard. We see Trey getting strapped into that bar with head referee and 4-time world's strongest man, Magnus for Magnuson, looking on, ready to give Trey that good lift call. We talked earlier about how Trey is a static monster when it comes to these lifts, and these 1-rep max events tend to lend themselves to Trey's strengths.
It is up.
Give it up for Trey Mitchell!
And a good lift from Trey Mitchell. That's exactly what he needed, and you can see how much that lift means to him here and now. taking the event win, 1,102 pounds on this 18-inch max deadlift, and that bar was his. From the moment he strapped in, you could see the confidence, you could see the power, and you could see the determination to get that good lift.
So the rookie Reno Nell's second place performance in that event has made him the sole leader in the standings, 3 points ahead of former champions Hooper and Tom Stoltman. The athletes are preparing for the third event of the final. For more on that, Rob is with Kiana.
Thanks so much, because I have been waiting all competition long for this one. This is the Hercules hold. What are we testing here with this?
This event is all about grip strength. 700 pounds on this apparatus, 350 pounds in each hand. Athletes are going to be up on this platform holding on as long as they can.
Okay, we've seen Hercules holds before, but this one's a little different.
It is. The handles on this event are a little bit different than the ones we've used in the past. There's a little bit more knurling, so it's going to dig into those hands, bringing pain into the game a little bit as well.
Okay, so what type of athlete would excel in this type of event?
So first and foremost, big hands.
Okay, well, I'm out.
Same.
Okay.
But second to that, an athlete that can step up on this stage, be cool, calm, and collected. We want an athlete that can kind of turn off the outside world, settle into themselves, and really just think about holding on for every single second.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where it's mind over matter, but my mind, as a matter of fact, is going to be blown with what we are going to see on the other side when the SBD World's Strongest Man returns.
Welcome back to Old Town Sacramento, sitting on the city's beautiful riverfront, where the finalists are poised to take on their next event, a classic, the Hercules hold.
700 pounds, 350 pounds in each hand. These athletes have to hold on for as long as possible. The longest time will get the win, but this event is about pure grit and determination. So you can stand up there the longest and dig their way through. Eddie Williams here, looking cool, calm, and collected, giving a show to the crowd, holding on like it's just any other day, carrying the groceries into the house. Eddie's one of these athletes that could just sit here all day with this event.
That's a lot of groceries to hold, I gotta say. But yeah, Eddie does it with his signature smile and ease.
1 minute and 22 seconds, the time to beat from Eddie Williams. Mitch Hooper seems to be struggling early, though. This is surprising from a World's Strongest Man champion, Mitchell Hooper. Just getting over 40 seconds, certainly a performance he will not be thrilled with, considering the other times we've seen in this event thus far.
And now Tom Stoltman, the three-time World's Strongest Man champion, so familiar with the event. And the weight is one thing, but the grip, Rob, how do you prepare for the Hercules hold?
With this event, it really is all about finding that leverage and getting comfortable with those arms outstretched with a ton of weight in your hands. Carrying something with your hands down by your side is one thing, but with the hands extended out to the side like in this position, you're going to start to feel your delts get tired. You're going to feel that upper back get strained. You're going to feel your core, your quads, your glutes. Everything starts to get fatigued. So finding that position that you can get comfortable in, hold on, and settle in. But we see a little bit of shifting here from Tom early.
30.
And that's it. So Tom Stoltman not too happy.
1.82. Let's hear it for Tom Stoltman.
A surprising result from the reigning World's Strongest Man, Tom Stoltman. Was expecting to see a little bit longer of a time here, but it seems like he just got off balance ever so slightly, pulling him to that left-hand side, which is going to switch that weight and take him out of his comfort zone.
South Africa's Reno Nell, the surprising rookie at this year's competition. Let's hear from him in his SBD power profile.
Reno Nell, 30 years old, 6'3", 326 pounds, representing South Africa. I think this is the pinnacle of the sport, to go to World's Strongest Man. I'm excited to be here and I'm feeling good, it's ready to go and compete. In South Africa, rugby is the thing to do. Played from very small age, played provincial on school level, captained my university team, played professional rugby. Got my degree, I started working and I felt like just something was missing and I need to do something competitive. I saw strongman from a little boy.
This could be the greatest strength contest ever, and it's all due to 10 men who desperately want to be called the world's strongest man.
So growing up, I come from a small town in South Africa, and Gerard Badenhorst, who came second at World's Strongest Man back in the 90s. He used to come and do a demo day.
I show the people down my country that I'm still the strongest man there, and I did it for them, did it for my country.
It was a light bulb moment just saying that I want to do strongman. You have to get kind of obsessed with the sport, but I never imagined how the sport can take your life over. The commitment, not only from me, but my family members, my wife sacrificing, it takes a big toll on you.
I think I'm my husband's biggest fan. I think he can do anything he puts his mind to.
We've been together for almost 10 years. She's my biggest help and supporter. So she'll be in the back doing everything. And then as soon as I go out, she's my biggest cheerleader as well. At the end of the day, a good result for me. It's not my result, it's our results.
He's an incredible athlete with an incredible mindset. In the beginning, it was more about trying to get him to realize how strong he was. This is the first time we kind of just letting him off the leash and seeing what he can do.
I want to prove to myself that I deserve to be on this level. I'm here to compete. I want to be competitive in the final.
Well, whether he wins or not, competitive in the final, Ray Nonell already is. You talked about how Garrett Badenhorst was an influence on him. Imagine being the first South African to win World's Strongest Man and what that would mean for the rookie Ray Nonell.
Coming into this event, this is a little bit of an unknown, but based on his performance in the first event of the final, the Knaack carrying hoist, we know his grip is good, but can he go to that place mentally where he can settle in, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and settle to try to beat that top time of 1 minute and 22 seconds set by Eddie Williams?
Eddie Williams did it with ease. Ray Nonell is trying to do it with focus.
We see his stance here. Rayno's a little bit more upright than we've seen from some of the other competitors. Most of them try to squat down a little bit, sit into their hips, use their quads, use their core, get comfortable in that power stance. But Rayno seems to be extremely comfortable where he's at right now.
Rob, how about the poise from this competitor? First World's Strongest Man, first time to North America, first final, and here he is in the Hercules hold, rolling past a minute, seemingly with ease.
I've never seen a rugby player so calm. You can see the strain starting to come through on his face, inching closer and closer to that top time to beat.
Eddie Williams at 1:22, and Ray Nonell almost gets there, but is still a strong performance again from Ray Nonell.
A second place finish here on the Hercules hold for Ray Nonell. And this really is an event that when the grip decides to go, it really goes. There's no fighting it. There's no way of stopping it. So trying to stop yourself from getting to that point as early as possible is the key here. But our winner, that man, Eddie Williams, coming in with a time of 1 minute and 22 seconds, getting the event win here at the Hercules hold in the final.
With 36 points, Ray Nonell has increased his lead in the standings to 7 points ahead of Hooper in second. The three-time champ Tom Stolman is currently in third with 27 points. It's time to head back to the Stone Age, a brutal test of overhead power. Massive stones hoisted skyward on a bar loaded for maximum weight. The Flintstone Press Max when we return to the SBD World's Strongest Man. Coming up next, the summer of hoops regular season comes to a close in the Big Three as teams battle it out in the City of Angels right here on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. The vibrant and energetic city of Sacramento, California, host of this year's SBD World's Strongest Man. It's time for the penultimate event of this year's final, the Flintstone Press for Max.
The 1-rep max overhead press event with the iconic Flintstone stones on that bar. Each round, this bar increases in weight. We start at 415 pounds and go up from there. Rain O'Neill here coming in with a 440-pound attempt. You can see that bar on his back, trying to get it overhead, but unsuccessful in that lift. He will finish with 415 pounds, a surprising finish for Rain O'Neill, who's come on strong. We are going to make a jump to 531 pounds, and USA's Trey Mitchell coming out to the stage.
The pure strength of Trey Mitchell, and yeah, 531 to begin.
And Carter, this isn't a deadlift. We did that already. They are pressing this weight overhead. 531 pounds. We see head referee Magnus Vermagnuson there, sitting in front of these athletes, ready to give them a command for a successful lift.
Mitchell is prepared for that incredible feat of strength, and he does it with confidence and with a wave to the crowd. 531 pounds. Your Flintstone Press Max leader, Trey Mitchell.
What an amazing press here by Trey, really dipping into those hips, getting as much leg drive into that bar to power it overhead and get the down call from the judge. Next up, we have the reigning world's strongest man, Tom Stoltman, trying to match Trey Mitchell at 531.
So 531 the mark. The record world's strongest man is 542. Up and down with seeming ease for Tom Stoltman.
And you can see the excitement from Tom in that lift, hopping and pumping his fists with a good lift here at 531. And not taking anything away from Tom, but this is quite surprising considering how far his overhead press has come over the past few years. To be successful here was amazing.
So Mitchell Hooper will begin at 531. Again, the record 542, so we're not too far off.
We've seen a couple of different pressing techniques. We saw Trey and Tom going with that push press. Mitch here typically goes with what we see is called a split jerk. He's going to drop underneath that bar, split those feet so they're a little bit offset, and there it is. Grinding, fighting for that lockout, leaning back. Oh, just loses his
balance. Didn't get it. Doesn't count.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an effort that was there from Mitchell Hooper.
Still successful at 506 pounds. Mitch fought this barbell with everything he had, trying to be successful in that lift, but was just unable to show that control necessary to have a successful lift at 531.
So now it's the American Trey Mitchell for 556 pounds.
Over the world record, we have two athletes attempting this weight, 556 pounds. Everything that Trey has must go into this lift. This is an incredible weight that most people would be excited to squat, let alone press overhead. Here we go, Trey taking his breaths. You can see the focus on his face as he dips, drives, presses, and just barely misses that lockout. Successful at 531 pounds. You can see how much effort he put into that press, but just unable to lock out those elbows and get a successful lift. But still, a good lift at 531 for Trey.
World's strongest man. Can he achieve 252 kilograms?
Another attempt at the record.
Representing Great Britain, Tom
This is a huge lift for Tom right here. currently in the lead with Trey Mitchell at 5:31. Here it is, that dip drive press. Can he get the down call? Just loses his balance. And not quite there.
I mean, that is so close, Rob, to a world record. I mean, very close.
Unbelievably close, but you see, with 5:56 overhead, just unable to find that control and get the down call from the judge. So he'll have to settle for 531 pounds and a tie with Trey Mitchell.
Press max is Trey Mitchell and
531 each for Trey Mitchell and Tom Stoltman. So after 4 events, South Africa's Nel maintains his lead, 39 points, with 2 former champs, Tom Stoltman and Mitchell Hooper, only 2.5 points behind. Anybody's game. Here's Tom Stoltman and Hooper with Kiana.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Tom Stoltman and Mitchell Hooper. Both of these gentlemen now sitting 2.5 points of Reno Nel for first place. Tom, I'm gonna come to you first because after that lift we just saw, that 531 pounds right there, we saw a lot of emotion out of you. What was going on through your mind after that one?
Yeah, you know, I've been in this position before. I was 9 points behind him, Reno, going into this event. I knew that I could take max points in this, and then I've got the Atlas Stones coming out. But let's see how it plays out. But I'm going to do my job, and we'll see what happens after that.
Absolutely. And meanwhile, just looking at how you're able to gain ground here, what did you make of your performance here in the Flintstones press?
Yeah, it was fine. I've done more in training, but for today, that was good enough. And ultimately, you come to World's Strongest Man to compete for the title, and if it's a good stone run away, most people would take that. So we'll move on. Like Tom said, I'll try and do my job, and between the 3 of us, we'll see how it shakes out.
I got one more for you guys, because this, if I'm not mistaken, World's Strongest Man greatest rivalry right here between 2 greats. How are you feeling going up against your competition?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Mitchell's come into the sport and took, you know, everyone by storm. Credit where credit's due. He's been unbelievable in this sport. He's pushed me to my limits, you know, before he came out. I found a level, but now I'm finding a new level, and it's all called the Mitchell in this sport. And yeah, hopefully we can keep battling. But I don't want to just battle here. I want to battle at every single competition and get to the A game, just here, but everywhere I'll go in the world now. So let's do it.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron is what they say. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, you know, before I even got into this sport, Tom was winning titles, and I can look up to people like him and many others. Just to be on the same stage and think 3-4 years ago, I wasn't here at all. It's just a privilege to be in the same conversation.
Well, it's a privilege to be here watching 2 greats battle it out. Good luck in the final event, fellas.
This is it. One final event, a championship hanging by a thread, and history waiting to be written. The Atlas Stones next on the SBD World's Strongest Man.
The SBD World's Strongest Man on CBS Sports is sponsored by SBD, proudly supporting the world's strongest athletes, and by Knaack, beyond maximum security.
This is it. One final event before we crown our champion as the 2025 SBD World's Strongest Man. The excitement is mounting for an original strongman event, the Atlas Stones.
The most iconic event of our sport, the Atlas Stones. 5 stones stand in the way of the athletes and the World's Strongest Man title. 310 to 460 pounds. These athletes have to lift these stones on to those pedestals. First athletes up we see here, Luke Stoltman and Eddie Williams going at it against each other in this Sacramento heat. Which one of these guys will get furthest? We see Luke Stoltman taking the top time of 25.05 with those 3 stones. Eddie Williams not far behind at 25.88. Next up, Shane Flowers and Pavlo Kordiaka taking their crack at this event. And we can see Pavlo inching his way to that platform. Successful in that 4th stone. Shane still battling, trying to get it up there. There it is.
Let's hear it for Shane Flowers.
Shane Flowers able to get 4 stones in a time of 54.09, but Pablo Kordiaka currently taking the lead, 38.39 for 4 stones. Paddy Haynes of Great Britain up against Andre Foytu, both athletes in their first World's Strongest Man final. Patty Haynes making a late charge here, attacking that fourth stone, inching it up onto the platform, just ahead of Andre Foytu as he attacks on that fourth stone. Unsuccessful there, but good to get 3 stones in 31.38. But our new leader, Patty Haynes of Great Britain, 4 stones in 34.07 seconds.
And some important marks available now. Trey Mitchell trying to make it to the podium for the first time. And then, of course, for Mitchell Hooper, it is a chance to have all 4 major titles at the same time if he can take the 2025 SBD World's Strongest Man.
This is going to be an exciting race because Trey Mitchell is a phenomenal Atlas stone loader, and we know the athleticism of Mitch Hooper here is going to shine, but he has a fumble on that first stone.
Able to finally land it, but that bobble could cost him.
It certainly can, and a surprising mistake from somebody who's a relative veteran in the sport. Trey Mitchell obviously capitalizing on that hiccup from Mitch Hooper, trying to extend that lead.
So 4 stones in 34.07, and now Mitchell has the lead.
Both going on to stone number 5, 460 pounds here. Trey Mitchell fighting to get that stone on the platform, using that leverage, and he's good.
Amazing performance by Trey Mitchell. 5 stones. Hooper's still trying to get number 5, but Trey Mitchell is celebrating. That's going to be it for Hooper. So Trey Mitchell, 5 stones, is now the leader and the Atlas Stones.
Trey Mitchell and Mitchell Hooper.
What a great race here, and Trey capitalizing on that mistake from Mitchell Hooper early. Mitchell Hooper able to secure 4 stones on the platform. Good for second place with that time, but that man right there, Trey Mitchell, all 5 stones in 41.08 seconds, our current leader, and giving himself a chance at the podium. He fought with that final 460-pound stone, using that pedestal to his advantage, using that leverage, getting that stone onto that platform, raising those hands in success. And now the final duo, the final matchup. Rain O'Neill currently in first place. The rookie going up against the reigning world's strongest man and the king of the Atlas Stones, Tom Stoltman.
Okay, basically boils down to this. Tom Stoltman needs to beat Rain-O by 3 or more places. But if Rain O'Neill finishes in the top 3 in this event, the Atlas Stones, then he is the 2025 World's Strongest Man. So all of the events come down to this between Tom Stoltman and Rain O'Neill.
And this is the best part about sports. This is what we want to see. 2 athletes battling head-to-head for that top spot. Tom Stoltman on a tear right now. Through the first 4 stones in just under 25 seconds. Quick onto that 5th. And there he is in at 31.76. But Carter, as you mentioned, is it enough to eclipse Rain O'Neill's 3-point lead that he had coming into this event?
So king of the stones, and now watch Tom Stoltman over there to encourage Rain O'Neill. This is going to come down to the wire. Whether Nell gets stone number 5 or not, it's going to depend on placement in the Atlas Stones. Nell still has a chance to get stone number 5. That's it.
What you saw here was the best part about strongman. This is one of the only sports where you compete against somebody, but you cheer for them at the exact same time, even though they are your direct competitors standing in the way of that title.
And so this is how tight it is. Everyone is waiting on the results, the timing, the placement.
Carter, it is literally down to the wire. Both men putting on fantastic performances here in the Atlas Stone to see who's going to come out on top.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results in. The 2025 SBD World's Strongest Man is Rain O'Neill!
Wow, the rookie becomes the first South African to win World's Strongest Man. Celebrating with wife Manya, Rain O'Neill with one of the great debuts in strongman history.
just absolutely phenomenal to see Reno coming out here to World's Strongest Man, his first time on this stage and standing on top of the podium, beating an amazingly competitive list of athletes in the likes of Tom Stoltman and Mitch Hooper. That man, Reno Nell, is your 2025 SBD World's Strongest Man.
Let's take a look at the final standings. Reno Nell, history made, the first South African to win the World's Strongest Man title, edging out three-time champ Tom Stoltman by just half a point. What a moment for the rookie. Let's take you back to that championship moment.
The winner of the Barry Frank Trophy, Reno Nell!
I'm so proud of my husband. Hulle weet nie wat ons weet nie. They don't know what we know. South Africans are very different.
This is what the pinnacle of the sport, what everyone dreams of, work years to achieve and maybe not get it. So to get it on my first try, I'm over the moon. I'm just so humble, so grateful.
If someone deserves it, it's him.
The sport isn't as big in South Africa. I don't think necessarily everyone back home understands the magnitude of this title. But I mean, it's the World's Strongest Man. It's an amazing title. And yeah, I'm just glad to put South Africa on the map in a whole nother field.
We never thought that this would happen to us so quick. I mean, this is amazing. Let him enjoy this moment and then we'll take it back to the drawing board from there.
A new champion beginning a new era in strength athletics. What a spectacular end to the 2025 SBD World's Strongest Man here in beautiful Sacramento, California. For Rob Kearney, Kiana Martin, I'm Carter Blackburn. In association with 45 Live and Texas Crew Productions, this has been a presentation of CBS Sports.